Hey gang, I'm gonna make up for last night. I'm supposed to have a guest on. It's 7 o'clock on Wednesday night. I know it's an oddball night. But anyway, waiting on my cohort to join me here in a couple of minutes. Not Tyler either. Tony's supposed to join me. We're going to talk about Joey's final ride, as well as a couple other things as far as how to be better mentors. Jeremy may join me tonight as well. So, try to get this thing kicked off here in the next few minutes. But I've got an event up in Defiance, Ohio. That's why I'm kind of doing this special deal here. We were going to do a group deal like we normally do once a month, but Dave was not available to set it up through the streaming PC thing. So here we are doing it live from Jerry's backyard. I just got home from a pretty good run. Put a few miles down in the last 48 hours, so got to make a quick run tomorrow before going up to Defiance on Friday morning. Tony, if that's you, go ahead and comment that you're here. I don't know who's watching right now. The good old technology here won't tell me who's looking at it. So, but anyway, now pretty uneventful ride until I got to Indiana, dealing with all the old potholes and all that kind of good stuff. Hey, Joseph, good to see you. Coming across 70 today, coming back from Iowa. We ran into a little bit of a snag outside Indianapolis. I thought it was bad enough that big old pile up at Mount Comfort Road there on the westbound side is backed up for about 6 miles. Didn't see what it was, and I thought, man, I'm home free now. Hammer down, got over into closer to the Indiana-Ohio line, and had a bear come flying down the ramp around me. Had no idea where it was coming from. We're not going to go into how quick I was rolling, but I was flat out getting it done, and another big truck right behind me, and we bailed into the right-hand lane, and lo and behold, he kept going. Four-wheeler thought he was nailed. Jumped over, got over to the Cambridge City exit area, and there was metal all over the road. Looked like somebody had lost some kind of structural support or something like that. Everybody was dodging, jumping everywhere, and that's when I figured out where the bear was going in such a hurry down the... Hello, Kevin. Where the bear was headed so quickly was to get up there and try to get the lane cleared. And I mean, it was an abrupt stop. I think there was only one truck ran over the thing and tore anything up. So thank goodness I didn't get tangled up in that. Wouldn't want to tear up that new Chevy Silver Murado. But, oh, pardon me here. About ready to sneeze. You guys are just coming on board here. I'm waiting on Tony to join me. He's going to be talking about Joey's ride tomorrow and what that's all about. Plus, I think Jeremy's going to come on with me for a few minutes once he figures out I'm live. We're going to talk about some things that are severely missing. But in the meantime, kind of got a chance to chew on the good old idea that the FMCSA is got out there for comments right now, as far as everybody commenting on their ideas of 18 to 21 year olds getting full-blown CDLs and start running the road. So kind of like you guys' input too, you know, a little conversation starter here, I guess. And one guy brought up some pretty legitimate points. Those of us that have been out here for a day or two, we started out probably when we were 13, 14, 15 years old. Those of us that were fortunate enough to grow up on a farm, and we actually got a chance to get some seat time. Granted, it was all local stuff. You know, farm kids kind of grew up with a shifter in their hand. And it really got me thinking a little bit. Then another guy came on and was discussing, you know, people in the military, they get out after a hitch in 3 years, say in the Army, do a 3-year hitch, and they get out and they're trained to be truck drivers. And it kind of goes back to the same thing that everybody else has been talking about. Anybody, Tony, if you've tuned in here, make a comment or something. I got a handful of viewers. But anyway, going back to what I was saying, you know, it's kind of a slippery slope. They make up the big old story of driver shortage and everything else, which that's all a farce. All there is just a shortage of cheap drivers. You know, the big mega carriers, they're the ones that are behind a lot of this kind of stuff, in my opinion. But going back to the training, I think if there was meaningful training out here, this industry would get a whole lot better. You know, that's where we all came from. Somebody else trained us, or we had some kind of guidance or mentorship, which that's also missing. But training, I don't think it ought to be somebody who's got 6 months of driving experience with a mega carrier should ever be allowed to train somebody. I think there needs to be meaningful training programs out there, as well as mentorship programs, and that's those of us that have been out here for a while. You know, we should take it upon ourselves, you know, get to know some of these young guys, and not necessarily young guys, but less experienced guys, make ourselves available for them. You know, when they've got questions, problems, or anything else like that. But going back to the training, the 6-month driver, he doesn't have enough experience, doesn't know if he's coming or going, let alone all they worry about is technology and using that GPS, for example. But if we had meaningful training, say somebody's got to have at least $500,000 or... Hold on here for a second. I will be right back. Tony is getting ready to come on. Just a second, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, guys. Sorry about that. Tony just shot me a text, or I told him what he needed to do, so he'll be joining us here in a second. But going back to the meaningful training, you know, you need to have 500,000 miles or 1,000,000 miles under your belt. You know, that gives you 5 to 10 years. You know, unless you're a bull hauler, it's a different ball game. It's about 2.5 years, which kind of springboards me into that. You know, tanker guys, they got to have a little bit of experience as well. You can't just show up and be expected to. I for one, if I was a safety director for a trucking company, I definitely would want somebody with. There we go. Here's Tony. I'm going to bring him in right now, and then we'll resume our. Jeremy, I just saw you there. Tony's coming on right now. Adding in. Hey, Tony. Got a few viewers in here right now.
What's going on, buddy?
Where are you at? Where are you at right now?
I'm actually in right here at the exit by my house. I run by the house and start heading up toward Maumee, Ohio, here in about an hour.
All right. Hey, real quick. There you go. I can tell you that. I can tell that. Hey, you want to go over real quick what's going on Friday with Joey's ride? That's why I wanted to bring you on here, and if you would, just kind of give everybody a rundown on what's going on and why you're doing it, what prompted it.
Yeah, so we got an email to my music webpage, TonyJusticeMusic.com, and Misty checks in from time to time, and we had got an email from a teacher aide the week after the Mid-American Truck Show, with a story about a little boy named Joy, a 9-year-old little boy from Defiance, Ohio. I guess Joy has troubles just concentrating, paying attention. Kind of remind me a lot of the story reminded me a lot of myself when I was that age. I was a daydreamer, you know, always looking out the window. And anyway, he went on to ask if I could maybe send a picture or a CD or some kind of package to Joy, just to encourage him to keep working hard, and that he thought that Joy would just go crazy over that. And he said, I know it's probably out of the realm of possibility that you'd be able to come by sometime, maybe have lunch with Joy, or you know, come by and sing that way. And of course, when Misty read that part, we both just kind of looked at each other and we're like, well, you know, we're going to have to go to Defiance, Ohio, looks like, and just meet this young man. So once we started, I got a hold of the principal and made sure it'd be all right with her, and it just kind of grew from there. I think they could only hold so many trucks. You know, they only have so much room up there. So we ended up doing an invitation-only kind of convoy. We're going to take 5 trucks to the actual school, bobtail in there. We're going to surprise Joy, walk into his classroom. We're going to give all the kids a free CD. Going to sit down with my guitar, play some songs, take Joy back out to where the trucks are in his whole class. Let them get up in the trucks, blow the horns, meet the drivers, tell them about, you know, trucking, whatever questions they have about the truck, spend an hour or so with them. Then we're going to load Joy back in my truck, go down to Keller Transportation, which is about 2 miles from the school, and take Joy down where all the other trucks are parked at. And thanks to the folks at Keller Transportation for, you know, letting us use their lot so we can pre-stage those trucks. It's very awesome. They've been super helpful in helping us pull this off. And so we're going to take Joy down there, let him meet all the other drivers. We're going to throw him in purgatory and be the lead truck and let him lead the way. And then they're going to let the entire school come out, all the children from the school come out and watch the convoy go by. And so it's, you know, it's going to be a really cool deal. I'm honored. It just kind of humbling, my music could help a kid like that. I guess I skipped that part of the story. I got ahead of myself. But
That's all right.
Joey asked his teacher if he could listen to music while he did his homework. And the teachers were like, hey, we tried everything else. Why not? And turns out he's a big fan of my music. And he played Brothers of the Highway. And turns out he does a better job while he's doing it.
Yeah,
And,
I thought I lost you for a second there.
Well, now I got a message. I forgot to turn I should have went on airplane mode, so I apologize.
That's okay.
But anyway, as he listens to the music, it really helps him a lot to concentrate and focus, and he's getting better grades on his assignments. So, we wanted to just go down there and encourage him to keep working hard like that, and it's going to be cool. I'm excited. It's probably one of the coolest things I've ever got to do because of my music. We're really, really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm going to be up there myself. I'm looking forward to that. Tony, thanks for everything that you do, not just for kids, but man, for the industry. You're one of the people out here that's really helping us put pride back into, and it's a pleasure being able to do stuff with you as well. You got any other new projects you're getting ready to release or anything here anytime soon?
We're hopeful to be in the studio before the year's up. Most everybody knows what's been going on with Misty and Mom, and,
Right.
and that's priority right now. So just depending on how things go the next month or so, we could possibly be recording a new album and releasing it the first of the year. But just not setting any stone dates on anything like that. We're just going to do a lot of trucking between now and then, try to catch up on some bills. Me and Misty both missed quite a bit of work throughout all of this. So just try to get back ahead of the game a little bit and play it by ear, buddy. That's the only thing that's about all I got to say about any upcoming music stuff.
Hey, I forgot. You need to mention also, thanks to the fundraiser deal too that you've put together, you and Andrea kind of put together there. If you would mention that so you can plug it. We'll see what we can do here at Chrome and Steel, try to help out and bolster those numbers a little bit. Let them know what that's all about and how to do it.
We wanted to do something to benefit the school. They're building a brand new school right beside the current school, and so they're going to be having to buy computers and all kinds of stuff. And so we didn't want to just go in there and do our thing. We wanted to help the community, help that school, raise some money. Hopefully, if we raise enough, we're going to see about bringing Joy's class down to the Mid-American Truck Show for a field trip next year. We're supposed to see how it goes. But even if we don't raise enough to cover that, we've got another notification. Sorry, even if we don't pull off enough money for the field trip, it's going to be very beneficial for the school, help them buy the things that they need. 100% of the money, 100% of it's going to the, besides what the donation campaign, they keep a percentage, GoFundMe, but this is like a Fundly, so they take actually a little bit less. But outside of that, we're going to donate 100% of it to the school. It's going to help them buy the things they need and just do something for that community. We're going to go in there, put our best foot forward. It's just a great opportunity for some PR for the trucking industry, which we all know we could use some of that. And so go in there and take care of this young man and hopefully change his life. A lot of kids fall through the cracks of society, and as adults, anytime we see a chance to maybe save that from happening, and I think it's our responsibility to do so. And so we're going to promote this thing actually, and put it out on Facebook. We got Tex coming down from Texomatic Pictures. He's going to document the whole thing, edit it, put together a cool video that we'll release so many days afterwards, and put it out on social media. And stuff like this is contagious. It's going to be great for the kids. We're going to raise the school some money. It's going to be some good PR for the trucking industry. And then when people see this, especially new people coming into the industry, and hopefully it gives them that sense of the old school values that we were raised up on, and that sense of pride, and becomes contagious. And if it infects 5 or 6 newcomers, then it's been well worth the time and the energy and everything. So I'm really looking forward to it.
What is it? Fundly.com and then Joey's Ride. Is that what the how to get to that if anybody wants to donate?
Yeah, well, you can go to my Tony Justice Music Band page, my Facebook page. It's there's a little link. You'll see it when you scroll down my page. You can go to Trucker Nation. I know they're promoting it. A lot of people helping us promote this. Trucker Nation's been, of course, supported very much. Andrew's done a lot of work to help pull this together. And where else? Those would be the main places. You can go there, and there's a little. I did a video the other day, and there's a little link you can just click on and make a donation. We actually set to go at 2,000, and I think we're at $2,800 right now. So it would be cool to
Oh,
make that
that's good.
$3,000 mark between now and Friday.
Oh, yeah, I think it's going to happen. All right. Well, Tony, I know you got to get rolling because you got to get up here to Maul Me up to Ohio so you can get all that done. Once again, thanks a lot for taking time out to,
Yes, sir.
share the news on this deal, man. I appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you up here. Motor safely, brother. I got to see you there,
Yeah, man, we'll be up there for sure. Good Lord to watch over. So I look forward to seeing you. And thanks to everybody for tuning in, man. We love your show, what you guys are doing. And let's go have some fun and make this little kid's dream come true.
Hey, while I'm thinking about it, you were talking about a truck wash. If you go back down there off of down on the southeast side of Toledo, over there where the Petro is, there's a Petro over there where all the truck stops are. I think there's a 5-star American truck wash over there. They do a pretty good job, and I think there's a Blue Beacon over there as well.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
just wanted to let you know. Then you can just jump on the. Huh?
I got to get some of these love, but I got to, the Okie Shine guys polished me up a couple weeks ago. And the very next week I go to Florida and the love bugs are everywhere. So I got to get it back in shape. So I'll definitely be hitting one of those truck washes up there. And hello, I see a bunch of people saying hi, Tony, and all that, and like my music. Thank you guys. And thank all of you for what you do. And y'all speed safely out there. Hopefully meet you out here on the big road one day. We have a cup of coffee. It'd be awesome.
All right, brother. Well, you can just go ahead and drop off. I'm going to bring Jeremy on here. We're going to continue the conversation about the image that we need to try to improve on out here and how to do it. So thanks a lot for your time, man. Be safe tonight.
Thanks for all y'all's time. God bless.
Yep. God bless. See ya.
Yep. See ya.
Yeah, mate. All right. Well, I think he's gone off there. He's gone. I'm going to bring hey, Jeremy, if you're listening still, would you go ahead and comment that where you're at so I can bring you on? That was pretty cool. Tony's headed up this drag, but he'll be all right. Let me see here if I can find Jeremy. Give me a second. I'm trying to multitask here, and that's not one of my strong points. Mary Hooks, it's good to see you. Congratulations there on your article that they did for you. The Paul Marhofer put out there, man. That was pretty cool what he did. Hold on here. I think I found Jeremy. Give me 1 second. I apologized last night for not having good data service. That was completely out of my control. Where in the world? There he is. All right, Jeremy's coming on right now. Jeremy, for those of you that don't know Jeremy Jansen, he's a good friend of mine. He's the founder of Pure Country Livestock Association. He's been talking quite a bit about what we can do to maybe improve some things out here in the industry, training wise. I was kind of touching on that, Jeremy, as far as training in the 18 to 21 year olds they're talking about bringing in. But, the big thing that we were kind of talking about is, with Tony, he was talking about, the image thing, what we can do out here with the brotherhood. So you got anything to add to that?
Well, I think we're going to just being professional in everything you do, treating everybody with, the way you want to be treated, bringing back them old school values that, a lot of us were raised on, and, treating each other with respect and showing each other respect will help out a lot and give them something to look up to.
Yep. Yeah, just like these kids that, we're going up here to Defiance to do this thing. Those kids there, and I'm sure it's going to impact it quite a bit, plus they'll look at truck drivers a little bit different. A lot of these kids, they don't even know what we do out here, let alone know a truck driver or know what goes on. They just see us rolling down the road, and, arm pumps go a long ways. I know it's a thrill for me. If I get one, man, it makes my day, and you don't even hardly see that anymore.
You don't. I got it today, a couple hours ago. I hit the horns, turned the blue lights on, and they were grinning ear to ear. That's it just makes their day, and it just, something we need to get back to and being professional and earning that respect back.
Yep. Well, kind of earning that respect back too, I think, like this deal that Tony put together up here with this school, getting people to where there's a little bit of pride, going to a lot of more and more truck shows are doing stuff that, doing stuff not only the image thing, but also, doing things that are a fundraiser that actually benefit people, we're helping our own, like Robert Palm out there with Truckers Final Mile, it's all by donation. He doesn't even take a paycheck. But, there's a lot of worthwhile deals. The boys down there in Joplin, they do the guilty by association thing, and do the, I think they raise like $100,000 to $150,000 a year for Southwest Missouri and Southeast Kansas for the Special Olympics, and I mean, there's how you get that so respect back in the industry of doing that kind of stuff. That one time that somebody did it, I think.
Yeah, and I think it helps getting kids involved. Keeping kids involved with stuff, doing stuff for kids. I know we started this winter doing stuff with the children's home back in Iowa, and we're going to do some stuff in the future with them, and they really like that. They're really impressed with it. Also, I started when we've done a Christmas deal every year there in Sioux City, and it's gotten to be a big thing with my kids. Now, my kids as friends have been interested in it, and we had just as many teenage kids and friends of my kids and kids, people that we had with us had their kids, and their kids look forward to that stuff. And that's great stuff to involve your kids in and showing them, fellowship and being there and looking out for others and just good camaraderie and doing things for others. And it's just raising kids right.
Yep. Well, yeah. That all rubs off too. I think that's a society thing too. Everybody expects the schools to raise their kids, and parents don't take the time to set that example anymore. At least that's the way I kind of look at it. I mean, with a 17-year-old son, I mean, he's a young man now, and there it is. It's like, well, at a certain point, you just you got to kind of let him go and kind of guide them at a certain point. All the foundation's laid before they become a teenager. I think that's when their true colors start coming out when they're a teenager. You don't have a lot of problems when they're a teenager, but when they're in their teenage years,
Yeah.
they're probably going to be a contributing member of society, I think.
Yeah, you got to give them, you just do your best to lay out the proper paving for them and lead them in the right direction.
Yep. Well, and that's what we can do as drivers out here with the new drivers that are coming into the industry, not necessarily just young ones, but mentoring these the less experienced guys. I got to quit saying the young guys, but the less experienced guys, so they kind of don't develop bad habits. I mean, as well, everybody out here knows that bad habits are terrible to break, let alone a good one to develop.
Yeah. I think the hard part is, a lot of these guys just get so frustrated they don't even give them a chance, and right away they got a bad attitude about it, and you got to think in the back of your mind, we were all once a rookie, and somebody at the time for us. So, we got to do that for the future drivers. The hardest part about, like, I seen them, they're accepting that the 18 to 21-year-old drivers, like you had said, the hardest part about that is going to be the small companies to be able to hire anybody like that because of the insurance companies.
Yep. That's exactly right. I mean, that was something somebody brought up, I mean, and I really don't think that they need a clearinghouse, for lack of better words, a company to sign off and say somebody is qualified at 18 to 25 years old and say they're good enough to be out there. I think it ought to be an independent type of deal, just like the CDL. I mean, maybe make these CDLs, no matter what the age is, it's a graduated CDL versus okay, well, your trainer said you're good enough, and your trainer signed off on it. Well, that trainer may have only had 6 months out there, and far from it. Far from a trainer should, like I said earlier, 500,000 miles to 1,000,000 miles with a carrier, or verifiable driving miles before somebody should ever be allowed to train somebody else. And not just train them how to drive, what to look for in a truck. I think you'd see a lot less carcasses along the road, for lack of better words, too. Simple as air pressure, not just walking around and, okay, well, the bead's not broke, or this, that, the other thing.
Right.
It goes back to, I don't know. I don't think there is a golden key, but, we got to do what we got to do out here. So,
Right. Oh yeah.
but anyway, so what do you? We'll change gears a little bit. You know, I know Pure Country Livestock. Y'all do a lot with charities and stuff out there. You got anything you want to share with them as far as, you know, outside of what you have already mentioned with the children's hospitals, and if you want to go into that a little bit on what you see with Pure Country, some of the other charitable stuff you've helped out outside of a couple of children's hospitals.
Well, we are a fully licensed 501c3. We do the stuff, a lot of stuff with kids. But in the past, we've also done a lot of benefit stuff to raise money for drivers that have been sick, injured, forsaken, even death. You know, help raise money for their families. Gonna start maybe signing one up for possibly maybe somebody up in Minnesota coming up in the future. I don't know yet if we're gonna do anything up there or do some type of cruise in type of deal.
Yeah.
And but we've done that to where we'll have a benefit auction, bring in sponsors, products, and have a big auction. And you know, we got vendors that'll order, you know, donate meat and sometimes have music and just hang out. The last one we did a cruise in little truck show, bike show, because the guy that died passed away. Loved to ride motorcycles, so it was a truck and bike show, cruise in deal. We ate,
Right.
Yeah, and it had the big benefit and stuff, and raised money for them. At that one, we raised money to pay. We paid off all his hospital bills at the Mayo Clinic. We did one a year ago with another driver that lost. He ended up losing his leg now, but he had got hit on the side of the road and messed his leg up. He was down for several months. So we've done help driver, help Joe, some speaks.
Well, I think right. That's good. Do what? You cut out there for a second.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that.
Where are you right now? Are you up in Iowa yet?
Oh, no, I'm in Illinois.
Heck, you're somewhere in Illinois.
Yeah, I got the phone mounted here just hanging out, and I'm just rolling down the road, so probably get to hear this old truck rattling around.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a clue what that's like bouncing down the road. So, well, anyway, thanks for jumping in here. I had to make up for last night. I felt pretty bad. Sorry to all y'all that are tuned in tonight. It didn't work out too good. I was up in Iowa last night myself and didn't have very good data coverage, as you can see. And probably here, I'm in my backyard. Birds are chirping. Grass is green. I got to make a quick run tomorrow, and then Friday morning, I'm going to be going up to Defiance. I believe Jeremy's going to be going up with me as well.
Oh yeah, we'll see. We'll see you there.
Oh yeah, definitely. Going to be some video shot here sometime on Friday. The convoy. We're going to be doing it live on here on Chrome and Steel and what have you right there. Kind of some of the goings on. So you'll see some off and on live feeds from Defiance, Ohio on Friday. I'm really looking forward to going up there and helping out wherever I can. I'm going to be going up in my four-wheeler. I'm going to be helping out Tex Crawley. So it's going to be a great time. It's going to be a great time up there, you know, just to see the look on kids' faces like that, you know. I mean, you can't put a price tag on it. It's the way I look at it. So, but anyway, thank you all for tuning in, and you know, we're trying to get this Chrome and Steel launched pretty good. One thing that Tony didn't mention, one of our sponsors here at Chrome and Steel, the Davy Crockett Travel Center down in Greenville, Tennessee, exit 36. Not only are they a sponsor of ours, but they've also really stepped up to the plate with this deal that Tony's doing, and I know they put some funds in it. So yeah, William, I wish you was up here too, man. Be careful headed out there across the big hills. Kind of wish you were going to be here. convoys around 1 o'clock, noon, 1 o'clock, something like that. So if y'all want to kind of pay attention and I'll have a better idea of what the schedule is. And like Tony had said earlier, they're doing a fundraiser through Fundly. I think it's FUNDLY.com, Joey's Ride. You know, if you guys have got the means to do it, man, it'd be great. You know, kick in $1 or $2, you know, whatever you can do. Oh, Randy Lincoln's going to be up there. Good deal. So, haven't ever met you, but look forward to seeing you there. So, but anyway, if you could, go to Fundly.com, and it's Joey's Ride. You can go through Tony Justice Music or TruckerNation.org. There's links to it, you know, and not only, you know, it helps out a worthwhile cause. Danny Paxton, great question. Pure Country Livestock. They've actually got T-shirts. If you go to Pure Country Livestock, I think .com, or Google Pure Country Livestock, you can order them that way, or get a hold of I think her name is Sherry. There's a phone number there on the Pure Country Livestock's website. You can get a hold of her and order T-shirts and all that kind of stuff too. And I believe Pure Country is going to be at the Buckeye Invitational Truck Show in August, if you can wait that long. So, but anyway, thank you all for tuning in. Let me come into your little world there for a few minutes. You know, it's always a pleasure to see faces I know pop up, and faces I haven't ever seen yet, or people I've ever talked to. So, you know, once again, thank you all for tuning in, and you know, thank the folks down there at Davy CROCKETT Travel Center, who's one of our sponsors. One Stop Truck Care down in Bulls Gap, Tennessee. I think they're exit 19. Down in that area, if you need your truck service done, and the trucker stick also, and some other guys that they don't toot their own horn very much. The guys up at Jack's Chrome Shop up in Lafayette, Indiana. You know, anything you need chrome wise, you know, get a hold of them guys up there. And you know, any of these sponsors that we've got, you know, make sure if you ever talk to them or need them, you tell them you heard about them through us. So anyway, I'll be seeing you next Tuesday night from somewhere in the United States. I have no idea where it'll be, but I will be going live on Friday for the Joey's Ride benefit deal on Friday. So y'all take care and God bless. We'll talk to y'all later and see you later. Have a good evening.